Yesterday, I got an email from my brother, Mark Cruz. And on TikTok, he is better known as How You Move. Go check him out. And the headline of his email says, African woman speaks on passport bros. So, of course, I clicked the link and pressed play.
African women are the best options.
Please don't come here. Please. Nah, and I've been meaning to say this for the longest time. Passport bros are predators. It's so funny, y'all are choosing specific countries with very lax consent laws, marriage laws, countries with high GBV statistics. It's funny you specifically choosing those countries. Very interesting. Yeah, and I don't care if you get angry. That's what my perception is of you. And for everybody else watching this video, you all should watch specifically the videos about Haiti and the Dominican Republic and the sex trafficking that takes place specifically amongst teenagers in those countries, and see who are the people that keep that industry to be profitable.
So the young lady that you saw has the username KRabs99, Karabo S. From what I understand, she's a young lady from South Africa. And, I was sitting here listening to what she was saying. These passport bros are going to these countries that are more likely to be in poverty. She talked about sex trafficking and things like that. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. I've heard that argument a lot. But stop the show. I went back and I looked at the brother who she cut off during the Twitch. And that guy is Anthony McDonald Sr. And then I realized, I know this guy. This is a guy from St. Louis. Rewind effect, Patrick. Oh, yes. It all makes sense to me now. This guy is also a YouTuber, and the name of his channel is called Living by Continental. Oh, and how do I know that? Because on my Kinganda channel, I interviewed him. And the day I interviewed him was at least January 19th, 2021. So it had to be a few days before then, because that's when I dropped the video. But wait, there is more. You see the lady that's next to him? It's his wife. Her name is Sarah. And I know you don't believe me, so I want to play an excerpt of this clip.
How did you and her, Sarah, how did y'all actually, do you remember how y'all met? How did y'all meet?
Yeah, we met at Mega Standard Supermarket is it Garden City? You know Garden City?
Yeah, Garden City.
Yeah, that's where we met. He was there to buy something, and I was actually, by then I was an intern trying to find a job where I can do my internship. Mm-hmm. So that's where we met, and he liked me. He said hi, and I said hi too. So we liked each other, and we moved on from there. And it wasn't too slow, it was fast. That's what I would say. So
okay.
Yeah. So that was 2015. And then we ended up marrying in 2016.
Well, let me ask you again, Sarah. So what did you know about African Americans? Like, it was a black man from America. Well, what did you know about? Did you know that Black American? Did you know what a Black American person was? Did you know the history of African Americans before you met him?
Not really. I had no idea. All I would say is all I knew about African Americans was from the movies that we always watch. From the movies, shooting, doing this, stealing drugs. That's all we knew. So it was really a big thing to see one. And apart from that, to know who he really is, and he was way different from what we are seeing on the movies. So I was surprised, and I was like, wow, it's different. And later he told me all about everything. And even coming here, I'm seeing them, and they are different, like way different from the ones we see in the movie. The one we see in the movies are kind of bad, but they make them look bad. That's what I would say. But the real one, he's nice. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, and we're gonna get into the purpose of your channel. But when you decided that you were gonna talk to brother Anthony, right?
Yes.
What did your family think? Because you're bringing this man from America, African American. He's not a Ugandan. How did your family and your friends, take him wanting to date you or marry you?
At the beginning, when I took him to my family, they met him, and my family are so simple and easy. My dad always said that as long as you like him, we are ready for him. Like, we are okay with him. We welcome him into the family. And some of the friends were always say that that is not gonna last. African Americans, what they also see in the movies, that they are not nice, stuff like that. But some of them say that he's nice. Some of them liked him so much, and some of them say it's not gonna last. So, but I was like, I'm in this alone, and this is me, and this is what I want. I love him. He's the one I want. So my family accepted him wholeheartedly. My mom accepted him. My dad accepted him. My sisters are in love with him. They love him so much.
Okay. So let me ask you this last question now. Did you have to pay a bribe? Because brothers always want to know, is there some kind of bribe price? How many cows you have to give? Was that something you had to do, or?
Okay, according to my culture, it's not cows. There are some cows that you have to pay like 100 cows, 10 cows. But for me, my culture, I'm from Uganda culture. So he had to come for an introduction. At first, he had to come to meet my dad first and my auntie just to introduce them to him. Then later he came for an introduction. Then on the introduction, he just brought the stuff that other people also bring, and like it's not like forcefully, like it's by choice. Like the first time he met my dad, he would have maybe met him and paid the bride price there and then, but he wanted to do the cow chores ceremony so that to do it the right way.
Right.
Yeah, he wanted to do it the right way. So he didn't pay that much. I don't know. It's just it's a list, but not a big list. That's things you have to bring. Mm-hmm. Though the only thing that is big on that is the bride price that my dad asked for, and it's not that big. I won't say it cost $1 million. It might not be like even more than $200.
What was it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the TV? Yeah, so that wasn't expensive.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay. You see, I'm pretty sure that Brother Mark Cruz, when he sent me this link, he had no idea we were going to be able to connect these dots. And this young lady, K-Rabs 99, or whatever her name is, I said her name was. Yeah, make sure you guys tag her and show her this video, and make sure you let her know that, hey, the dude O'Shea Duke Jackson just made a video about you, and I want her to know that K-Rabs, if you're listening, you're really wrong, because living bicontinental is this particular passport bro who has a Ugandan wife who spends, guess what, 6 months in St. Louis every year and 6 months in Uganda every year. And how do I know that? Well, hell, I'm here in Uganda, and he loves his wife. Her life has changed dramatically since marrying him. And guess what? His life has changed dramatically since marrying her. You see, what you're trying to do is put a black man such as him in a box, which he's trying to promote African women, telling why African women are amazing, why African women are a good fit for the black man, why the African woman and the African American man have a possibility to make families and build generational wealth and actually restore a lot of great things here on the continent and building a relationship from the diaspora. But see, you're so busy castigating a guy who actually is looking for a wife, who actually wants a wife. And he did get a wife. But you're out here acting like this guy is out here looking for prostitutes, or these guys are out here looking to sex traffic, when there are numerous stories like this, and you just responded to a story that made you look so bad because you thought you would get some TikTok views and everything. You thought that disrespecting him, disrespecting the Passport Bros movement, because you really didn't know what you're talking about. Do you know how many black men want to marry African women? Do you know how many black men want wives? Yeah. And if a woman is a good woman, that's what we're looking for. You see, what he was doing was trying to, make African women look great. And if you want to talk about violence against women, let's just be real. I love Africa, right? I love South Africa. But I mean, it's safe to say that South Africa has some problems in that regard, right? If you want to talk about predator, violence, you're talking about things that these Passport Bros are doing in America. I don't even think you've been to America, and just right there in South Africa, there are some problems there. I love South Africans, Southern Africa. Some of my best friends are South African, or even Zimbabwean, right? Southern Africa. But now you're saying leave us alone or leave people alone. Like, okay, let's just say, for example, no Passport Bros would come there. What's the problems like there with women? I mean, I see so many South African women talking about, they're tired of being victimized there. They're tired of all these things. And this is not to imply that every South African man is like that, because they're not. But that's what I'm saying. But you're trying to imply that every Passport Bro is like that, but they're not. You see how somebody could spin the narrative without know what they're talking about? To put all South African men in a box, or African American men in the box, or even South African women in a box, or black women in America in a box, that's crazy. And you know what's so funny? This particular video that you did got so many views. A lot of views. How many views did it get? Well, got you some of the most views that you ever seen on your channel, I believe, right? Got you a lot of views and a lot of people that was supporting what you were talking about. Now, you are a self-proclaimed feminist, and I don't really have a problem with that. But if you're going to be a self-proclaimed feminist, you need to talk with your actual actions and not with your feelings, which is what you actually just did. You actually talked out of the side of your neck against a black man who actually married a woman from Africa. Married a woman from Africa and was trying to get other brothers to marry a woman from Africa. Wow. It's crazy. But sometimes people don't know what they're talking about. Here's a great example. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. I appreciate for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.